everybody. I wanted to do a quick video in response to a comment I made in one of my last videos. I made the statement that I had been selfish. I think I've done a poor job of explaining when I say I've been selfish, because I don't mean it in a self-loathing, shameful, guilt kind of way. I mean it in a just matter of fact, the sky is blue. But I want to explain it more because it's deeper than that. So to clarify, I stated that I was selfish. What I really mean is my decisions were selfish. By calling myself selfish, it is what attaches shame and guilt and self-resentment, and that's not what I mean at all. I made selfish choices when I chose to ask Scott to go get me food, even though I knew it hurt him because he wanted the best for me, and I was begging and pleading with him to do things that he knew were not good for me, but I would shame him, I would guilt him, I would manipulate him into doing what I wanted. I was hurting him. And the decision to do those actions is the selfishness. Around that, I started thinking more and more about this because I really wanted to explain well to you guys what I meant. I can only ever speak for myself. This is not a reflection on anyone else. This is only my self-reflection. There's only one of me. I've only ever lived my one life. Take what I say with a grain of salt. This is my opinion of my life. A big thing when I thought about this was, if I didn't accept the actions I was taking were selfish, then it became all about it was the addiction to food, carbs, sugar, fault. But in that statement for myself, that leaves me powerless. If the addiction is the one controlling everything, then I never have the ability to make a different decision. It makes me think of a bag blowing in the wind. The wind would be the addiction, I'm the bag. Whatever the addiction decides to do, I just kind of flow with it as the plastic bag floating around. I, for myself, do not believe that. The thing that gave me the utmost power to do what I'm doing now is admitting my actions I took were selfish. Heck yes, the addiction made it so much harder to make a different decision, to choose a less selfish decision. But admitting that my decisions were selfish empowered me beyond belief. If I am, Amanda, making those choices and making those selfish decisions, then I have the power to not make them. I feel no shame, guilt, resentment about it. I can do nothing to change the choices that I had made, except understand why I did it, acknowledge it, put forth effort to make sure that I don't go down that path again, and make better choices. That's it. For the longest time, I wallowed in my self-pity, my self-loathing, the hatred of myself, depression, the list goes on. I saw myself as a victim, and my addiction was the culprit. I felt so powerless. I felt like I was at the bottom of the pit and there was no way to get out. And honestly, that is a terrible feeling. And I know I'm not the only one that feels it. Others do and have. Being in a position where you feel powerless, where I felt powerless, it made me not want to live. Why keep breathing if I can't change things? And that is why I see my actions as selfish, because it empowers me to make a different choice. It is that simple. It's taken me a long time to get to this self-realization. I really was able to dig deep and uncover it when I started thinking about some things Jordan Peterson mentioned about the whole adage, winners win, losers lose. Because logically, if I know I'm hurting someone and I care for them, why do I keep making that selfish choice? Well, I kept playing a game where I kept losing, and because I kept losing, I felt worse about myself. I had no internal incentive, I felt like at the time, to make a better decision. Being so far down in a pit of despair, to me, making that one better choice, not even better, just that one different choice, felt like a grain of sand in a desert. It felt like it wouldn't change anything. And that's when going through the Jordan Peterson books and just discovering every small step I make, every small decision different than what I used to make, in this very moment right now, I might not see a change, but it completely changes the trajectory of my life, which makes sense. Small changes in a short distance don't have an impact, but if you stretch it out over a distance, you can be in a completely different place. That makes me think of when people use compasses and coordinates. If they are off even by a few degrees, they can be miles away from where they actually meant to be. And that is where the power of choice comes. In the movie The Hobbit, Galadriel asks Gandalf, why hobbits? His response is, it's the everyday thing. It's the small things, the act of kindness, the acts of love that make the big changes in the world. My small decisions, my small choices changed the trajectory of me going down a path of dying by the time I was 33 or 34 to now I have the potential of hopefully in a few years being able to become a mother, have a family. None of that was possible except for those tiny little decisions that I made that added up to this. Again, this is my opinion about me, but I would love to know what your guys' thoughts are on this. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I really do enjoy hearing from everybody. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye. Did she have dinner? Her belly's going.
They all ate dinner. They all. I was up there.
You heard it, didn't you?
I heard her stomach. Yeah. I fed her.
She wants some more food.
Yeah, she wants to eat one of her sisters probably.
Felt like a grain of sand in a forest. Or I guess it'd be a grain of sand in a desert. Galadriel is asked.
Galadriel asks Gandalf.
Okay. In the movie The Hobbit, Galadriel asks Gandalf. God. In The Hobbit, Galadriel asks Gandalf. Why can't I remember that? Okay. Take 4. Jesus. Okay.